Dustin Diggs. The Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. Dig.
All right, welcome to exciting Friday night here at the Arch Night Network. This is the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs, and Karen Druley is here, and Ricky Jankowski. Hold on, I got this. Here we go. So, there we go. So, you got a film that's going to be in M.O A M?
Yes.
Right? So, we're going to be talking about that. Ricky helped me out on my movie that's going to be in M.O A M called The Suck Zone. So
that was a good experience.
We can talk about that, how horrible of a director I am, or whatever you want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the phone with SAG right after that.
Right. This is the second time to the podcast, right? So I don't know if we talked about this because we had like a round table discussion last time you were on, but how did you get into film? Like, because you're becoming like the Samuel L. Jackson. You and Joe Hammerstone.
I know, Joe.
You can't make a movie in St. Louis unless Karen's in it or Joe Hammerstone. If those two are not in your film, it's not a real St. Louis film. That's
true. Well, I'm actually being in films was a lifelong dream of mine. I've been, a fan of films and TV ever since I was a kid, but I was always shy. Mm-hmm. And I did a little bit of acting when I was in like younger at church and school, like in plays and stuff. But I always wanted to be in films, and I was just like, I can't do this. I'm like, there's no way I can do this. But after my mom passed away in 2012, I realized life is short, and decided to make a bucket list in life. Yeah. And so one of the funny things that I wanted to do was go see the Monkees, and I love the Monkees. I remember them when I was a tiny little kid in reruns. And the Monkees.
Not the Monkees at
the
zoo.
Monkees. Sorry, the Monkees a band. So a friend of mine went, we did that. Okay, and I'm like, that was in 2014 when I started my list. And I did that. And I'm like, I want to be in films. So I always kick myself for not, submitting to films, like to be an extra or whatever when they were filming in St. Louis. Yeah. And I knew about the indie film market, but I just didn't know much about it. And so I saw in September 2014, I saw this thing on Facebook, and I actually saw it was with Dan Stedman. He was a director from Hollywood, was living in St. Louis, and he was doing this indie film. And they were talking about on Facebook all day long and kept seeing it. Why do you belong in indie films? Because indie films want you the way you are. I mean, no matter what color, no matter what size you are, age, whatever, we want you the way you are. And I'm like, well, maybe I could do this. Then I saw them. I think they were on like some of the local shows like Great Day St. Louis or something. And they were, talking about the film. They were doing auditions that Friday and Saturday. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. And all day long I was, back and forth. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Right. And so I decided, all right, I'm going to do this. So I saw my son was home, and I told him, I said, I'm going to do this audition. Tell your dad if he gets home from work, I'm doing this audition. He was like, oh, okay. Well, then I happened to see my husband on the way out, and I told him, I said, I'm going to go do an audition. He's like, you know what I was talking about. So I went and did the audition in September. Figure I did it. It's off my bucket list. December came. I'm like, I didn't hear back from them. I'm like, at least I tried. Yeah. And got into January. Nothing. I said, well, I did it. At least I can say it is off my bucket list, and I did try it. February came, and I got this email, and I'm like, who? And I looked, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I had to read it like many times. I'm like, is this real? And it was from them that they changed the script they were doing. Instead of, it was a sports movie, I think, at first, and it became something about love and families, and they had a small part for me. Would I be interested? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So that was like March 7th of 2015. I filmed with them, with Dan Stedman, somewhere between Arnold and Festus with that first movie. Yeah. I was an extra that night in other scenes, and then we had a red carpet, and I'm like, I'm hooked. So started from there, and I have just, went down the line from learning to work crew, being an extra, to writing, producing, directing, filmmaking, acting. Yeah. You
guys made your own films, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So technically, you have your own kind of production company, right?
The name, and I mean, I don't know how to do editing or anything yet. So, but I have no problem finding people that wants to help us out. Ricky's helped us out too on our second film, and so yeah.
Which one was that?
Ordinary World.
Oh yes.
Have you just recently got into like the mix of with everybody in the film industry, or you've been around for a long? Because I don't think we've ever crossed paths until like the past year.
I saw you at Triple Xmas at the premiere.
Oh yeah.
And then I I remember when you had the other MO, because I think film festival, because it was in Collinsville and I really wanted to go, and then I was watching everyone who was like, because you had your movie in it and stuff. Was Ordinary World?
Oh yeah. No, Casually Not Dating, the M.O.A.M. Fest.
Yeah, because it was you, Todd.
Casually Not Dating.
You and Todd
with
were
you
here
and Todd
stuff.
and all them. Yeah.
But no, I kind of just, to me, it's like 10 years ago, there was a whole bunch of film around here. And then for some reason it just died. But now it seems like with the way technology is now, like the way it went, it's like now you can make your own stuff. Because for some reason, St. Louis, there used to be, oh man, it's like this production's coming to St. Louis and this production's coming. Yeah. And it just seemed like the last few years, it's like, because everyone was blowing up about Up in the Air. And then they recently had that sports movie, but it just doesn't exist anymore, So unless I'm just looking in the wrong area.
Well, yeah. There might be a movie that comes through, but there's not like a show. Well, I guess there's a kind of reality TV show that they film here, but there's not like it's like Chicago. They have a bunch of shows that are actually filmed in Chicago, Hawaii. They got films or TV shows. We need to find a show that gets filmed here in St. Louis, and that would put us more like on the map. I think something that's more long term, not some come and go, quick night, one night stand, kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why it seemed like, I don't know where it, because there was a lot of the names you would hear and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say names, but people used to make a lot more movies. But it seemed, I don't know, like COVID really shut down a lot of stuff, if you ask me. Yeah. And then like, it's getting back, but it's just not the way it was. And, egos and everything. So, I'm just kind of on the outskirts anymore.
Yeah, but you think with the technology now, because we all have our iPhones now that can make quality pictures, you think there'd be more people making films.
I would think too, because they're actually, if you look at the film festivals, they do have categories in some of them that were made on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I look at film festivals, I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know that. That's one of the categories.
Well, I don't want to, are we allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, Ricky.
Okay. Well, I don't want.
Todd cussed.
Well, I don't want. I don't want to piss anyone's Cheerios and stuff. But I mean, like, it's a thing. It's like, if they made something, like you can't sit there and. You guys know as well as I do, and like anyone that does, it's like it's a nightmare. It's hard because you're not painting; you're dependent on multiple people. So it's like, all right, Dustin's going to be in my movie, but what do you know? He broke his leg, and it's like, well, that's great. Who are you going to call at the last minute?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
right.
But I think it's like I don't want to knock someone at least if they're trying. It's like they make something that's not my cup of tea. I just don't like it. If they're going to make something on their phone, I mean, that's fine. That's great. But you can't sit there and have a champagne taste on a beer budget where it's like, okay, we're going to make this all on my iPhone. And it's like, well, they filmed parts of Top Gun on an iPhone. It's like, that's a $170 million movie and stuff. We can barely afford Little Caesars.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah. So kind of to talk about your guys' love for film, what was the first movie you remember seeing in the theaters?
It's going to tell how old I am.
Wow, that's okay.
Well,
we all know
one of the first ones was Star Wars, the original Star Wars.
Okay, you saw it in the theaters? Wow, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
It wasn't like you saw The Wizard of Oz in first round.
Yeah.
Not that old. Yeah. Old enough.
She's like the 10 Commandments. No,
Vaudeville.
I saw. I think E.T. might have been the same. E.T.
I saw E.T. too when I was a kid.
I think E.T. was the first movie I can remember.
As a kid, was seeing that. Yeah.
That's good. I can kind of remember there used to be a drive-in where I grew up at, and I remember bits and pieces of The Land Before Time and Roger Rabbit. But I was so small, like I couldn't like focus.
Here.
Yeah, and then. My dad used to take me all the time. They used to have like the re-releases of like The Jungle Book, or it's like we're gonna see like like little 101 Dalmatians. But
right,
I want to say, man, I remember seeing Ghostbusters 2 when it came out. But that was the thing, how it's like whenever it had like the adults, like when they're talking, it's like who cares? I want to see them fighting ghosts.
Yeah.
And then you grow up now, and it's like, wow, the first one's a lot better. But man, that's a good question.
I can remember seeing Backdraft. Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
In the theater, at the Old Dollar Theater in St. Charles. I don't know if you're from around here, but they had the guy that played the piano up front. Before the show started. Yeah, it was huge. It was
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and then I can remember Christmas Vacation. Remember just laughing, falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic movie now.
Yeah.
A classic movie for sure.
So what when you were watching film, what made you want to be an actress, or what made you want to get into like?
I don't know. I just love films, and I'm like, I just love that you can play different roles. And it's funny because I've told people before, because I dabbled in a little bit of the amateur modeling and vintage pinup. But like whenever I do those, I'm like, I like to be glamorous. Because I've done, people were doing like horror shoots and whatever, and I just could never get into that. But for films, throw blood on me, I'll crawl in the mud, which I've done all that. Throw stuff in my hair. I mean, I've done all that, do whatever. And I mean, I'm even laying there with crap all over my face that was bloodied up. Like, they cut my face off in one horror film. So I'm like, it was a horror comedy. It was Bug Juice one. But I'm just like, things I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll crawl in the mud. I'll do it. So I'll get all dirty. I don't care. I mean, I've had that. I remember the one I did. I was a zombie extra in Attack of the Corn Zombies.
Attack of the Corn Zombies?
Yeah, and it's with Acrostar Films. So they filmed up like the Champaign area, Illinois.
I'm about to say that's up north in Illinois.
Yeah,
right?
so I went there and filmed, and I did actually a couple scenes as a human and the zombie. And they had used that, what is that stuff? Latex. They did the latex, and then they put real pieces of corn and everything into the latex, and they spray paint and everything. So after we were done filming, I had to get gas, so I stopped at Meijer there, had on sunglasses. People were looking at me. They're like, because there's no way I could get that stuff off, because this stuff was hard to peel off.
Yeah, people were like, your husband
hurt.
beat you or something.
Yeah, and they were looking at me like, you can see all the corn on my face. I drove home like that back to St. Louis. I'm like, whatever.
What movie got you hooked to films? Because you're big into the horror genre.
I'm big into horror, and
obviously you're wearing Halloween.
My Halloween 4. I'm trying to be I want to look at, trying to be training for the kids, but showing my age. Like when you're growing up, it was something where it was like more like a tab. Like, I don't want to say taboo. That's too smart even by my standards and stuff. But it was just like, we didn't have that demented, hostile stuff, and, it used to be, growing up, it used to be like, USA up all night, and they're showing Friday the 13th, part 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Never showed 6. I swear even Together Godfrey would talk about that. But when you got older, it was more about how, like with Halloween, it was, they held together with, duct tape and gum. And it was just like the whole people coming together and making something. And that's kind of, when I'm on set, and there's been some bad ones, like if I want to have fun, so if we're all in there on the same page, it's like, that's great. And also I do try to treat people, what is it, like treat people the way you want to be treated? Because I always hate that when they don't respect your time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I just drove 2 hours and stuff. And now I'm doing this for Cold Little Caesars. And I know some people like you get into that going in, but I don't like taking advantage of someone's dreams, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because I can't promise you the world. But no, like with the horror, like the 80s and 90s horror, I really get into that. But then, my favorite movie is Top Gun Maverick. That's my go-to if I'm having a bad day.
A recent one, huh?
It's something about, but a lot of stuff, it has to do with like, well, I can never remember a lot of stuff, but it's like, I usually remember it's like, True Lies. We saw that in the Nashville Theater, and it was me, my mom, dad, my brothers, and stuff. So like, and like Top Gun, like we saw it 3 times, the Maverick. And I always tell people it's like a warm blanket, because I felt, everything was comfortable. I felt, I felt so safe in the theater, but it just made me feel really, like it was just that it's what I wanted. It's a good story, had action, it's got the highs and lows and the character development. But, that's my go-to movie to feel good. But like, with but I love the Monster Squad also and stuff. And it's great.
Some of them.
And it's great. Like now with my little boy, we can finally introduce him to some of this stuff that might have been a little, I don't want to say sketchy, but he wasn't quite there. Monster Squad, I watched Monster Squad and Goonies.
I was just about to ask that question, because I watched Goonies yesterday. And it was on, and I just watched it. But But I'm a fan of Monster Squad, but I didn't get turned on to Monster Squad until I was an adult. I didn't know about it when I was a kid.
I met one of the actors, at Scarefest Weekend in
Oh, you
Lexington.
did?
Yeah,
Nice.
Michael Faustino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was talking to him because I actually work with his brother David on Banks the movie with Foster Castles. So we were talking
you
about
worked with David?
Yeah,
from,
David Faustino from Married Children.
Married
Yeah.
Children, yeah.
3 nights on set with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, we went to that horror con. So it's funny because he was talking about horror. Because horror used to really scare me. I mean, I've loved the Scream movies. I've always loved them, and Ghost Ship, and actually like Hellraiser too. But then, I mean, since I started doing these horror films, I'm like, oh my god, I want to do more horror. I am like in love with horror, and I've done some horror with Bug Juice, and then we went last year to West Virginia to film Redhead 2 and with the Hodges, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's just like I am in love with horror. I just love it.
The woman there, I just know her from Facebook, but she's like a Scream queen now, right?
Jonna Hodge, yeah, they're amazing.
So Karen, you could be a Scream
I
queen.
hope, man. I hope I'm gonna scream and some stuff, man.
I'm just wanted to add, those two are complete sweethearts.
Yes, they
Those
are.
guys are the Sam
Yes,
and
they are.
Jonah. They're
we
awesome.
met them at the Always Late TV Awards.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
in 24 we met them and
Okay.
connected with them and got talking
So
with
then
them.
you
We went to West Virginia last summer to film with
congratulations
them.
to the Always Late hooking stuff up,
Yeah,
networking for you.
yeah, we met them there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's how we got hooked up with them, and we saw them they were at Scarefest Weekend. We went down too. Oh my god, I was just like, oh my god, I was in love with the Heart Scarefest Weekend. I mean, it was fun. All the stars that we got to meet, and it was so much fun. I mean, and seeing people in their outfits, and I did the goth looks. I did the goth look 3 days of different dresses, but and I mean, I did a lot of funny pictures I posed with our stuff down there, but that was fun. That was a whole lot of fun. I want to go again.
Is this where you were at?
No, we went to Scarefest Weekend.
Oh, Scarefest Weekend. Okay.
Yeah, Scarefest Weekend in Lexington.
Oh,
No, you're looking at the St. Louis stuff. Yeah, we went Scarefest Weekend, Lexington, Kentucky.
Weekend.
Yes, Lexington, Kentucky, 2025.
Don't look at my spelling. AI will fix me. So.
You're in 12. Wow, it still is 22. Yeah, we went to 25. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's where we went. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we went all 3 days. Yeah, that's where we went.
So yeah, I mean,
A lot of celebrities.
That's like a real niche with St. Louis. I mean, Ricky can chime in. So like, more people seem like they make that type of genre of films.
Horror's big.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
it's bigger. It's bigger
the
than
money
anything.
people spend on this thing. I mean, they had tickets, and we got the cheapest tickets you could buy because the other ones were. I wanted the one up, but they were sold out. But there was like tickets for almost $1,000 for this thing. The package, just one ticket, and I mean the booths. You should see the stuff. These people spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on celebrity signatures, photos, and I'm like, I was just like, oh my god, horror is huge. I never realized it's that big, but it is big, big thing for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. What's some of the top filmmakers you think in St. Louis to do the horror stuff?
Do horror stuff. Bug Juice does a lot of horror stuff. Yeah, and I know Chris Grega does too, with his films.
Yeah, he switches
Renee
his genre.
Skies. I mean, he's done some horror with the zombies he's had. He switches it up too. Yeah. And I know I just recently worked with Theron Smith. He is doing horror. He's actually doing horror also. So yeah.
About Jackie Kelly.
She does a lot of horror. Yeah, she's always doing.
She just did something. There's something she just.
Their stuff's on Tubi.
Yeah,
I must say.
I was going to look at that. I meant to.
Yeah, she does a lot of stuff too.
We went to the Hysteria Fest. I did, and I saw like the talk with the makeup artist, Logan.
Yeah, Logan Cole.
Logan Cole. Yeah, and was doing some amazing work. But and they were all on the panel talking about the movie.
Yeah.
And Eric Stanzi.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's the Godfather, I guess.
Yeah.
Because really, he had like VHSs of movies back in the day.
Oh wow! There was
in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy at Scarefest Weekend. We were waiting to talk to Felissa Rose. He had these VHS tapes that he had, and he would pay for signatures on them, and he showed us pictures. He actually had a display in his house, and I'm like, oh wow, this guy really gets into this. And we were watching these people. They would pull it with wagons of stuff, And they would have these stars sign like stuff after stuff. So
Yeah.
they're going to sell the stuff. I know.
Well, the stars aren't doing it for free out of
No,
their
they
kind
pay.
goodwill.
Yeah,
You gotta
and
pay.
these guys are having this star sign 6 or 7 things, just that one star.
Yeah.
So they're investing money in that. These guys are going to sell that stuff for some good money because some of them went to every star. Like from movies, because there was like Freddy Krueger, there was a bunch of Nightmare on Elm Street people there. So some of them were going around to different ones and getting them to film.
If I bought something,
stuff.
wouldn't it be neat that I met like Robert De Niro and he signed this more than if you got this and gave it to me?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have the same meaning that it would if I had him sign. So it's just weird that people would want signatures of stuff that's that they didn't interact with that person to get.
Yeah.
Now, if I interact with a person and I got the signature, I have that memory. It's kind of like
that's how we did too. Yeah, the signatures we got.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's like if someone was like, "Yeah, I'm giving $500 for Robert De Niro's, signature." It's like, all right, hey Karen, just go scribble it, because that's the thing. It's like, I get you're saying you never met him, but how do you prove that?
Well, it's if you want to do it, my friend actually paid to get Robert De Niro's signature on a thing, and so we could just look off that, and then we could just trace it. We could just trace it.
God, okay. You guys are gonna make a stencil.
Yeah.
Learn how to trace it.
But he sent away for it, and then he got it back, and that's like what I was just saying. That like you didn't even get to meet the guy. I want to meet the guy, shake his hand.
I would too, like at the
wipe his ass or something.
Comic Cons. Yeah, you get you meet him and they sign it.
Yeah. But that's I don't know. I'd rather have like you had with you said the guy from Married with Children. Like have a, like where you're sitting there at the table eating, before a lunch break, working with them. Having that type of conversation.
Yeah, we had conversations with him on set. Yeah, that was fun.
I just like hearing the bad stories. I don't want to hear the good ones.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the good ones either. I just want to hear how horrible is this guy? How horrible a person is this guy?
He was nice. He's a nice guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? What some other celebrities have you met?
Like on set or in general?
Or just in general.
Shoot, at the Horror Con we met Felissa Rose, met Linnea Quigley, I did get to meet Bill Moseley. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. Robert Mukes, Danny Hassel, Beatrice Boppel, Lisa Wilcox. Was it Tom Savini, the guy from...
the makeup artist guy.
Is it Tom Savini? The one guy from...
Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, but he's a famous makeup artist.
That's right, too.
The Sex Machine.
Let's see. Miguel A. Nunes Jr., M.O.A.M. Some of the ghost hunters were there, met them. Let's see, gosh, it was like we were going around to like all these celebrities. Oh, David Arquette. Oh my God, I love Scream, so I was so excited to meet David Arquette. Yeah. Dave Sheridan, met him.
Yeah.
And Zach Galligan was like, hey, hi.
The guy from Gremlins. And,
he was next to Felissa Rose's booth.
Yeah.
Michael Faustino, talked to him. Tom. There was a guy, it was like one of the Return of the Living Dead movies named Tom. We were talking about that earlier, and I can't think of his name. It was Tom something. We met him too. He was there. William R. Perry, Bill Bremer. He was in Pumpkinhead, the boy in Pumpkinhead. I mean, I saw Scott Innes, which I had seen him before at the red carpet for Shakespeare's Mummy with Buster Castle. So I saw him, and he took a selfie with us. So I was like, to send it to Adam, and so I was like, we met quite a few celebrities. And some of them were walking around, and we were talking to him, and it was like that's how we met. We saw Joanna Man, Miguel A. Nunes Jr. go, Joanna Man. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, so we start talking to him. So it's like, some of them actually got out in the crowd and talked with you.
He would get canceled now if that movie came out. Just saying.
Joanna Man. I remember that. That was a fun movie. So he was there. And Bill Moseley, I mean, he was a legend to meet because, I mean, I knew Chris had used him on his movie, Red Night Skies, but it was just cool talking to him. I mean, it's cool. Bill Moseley.
So that's at the Scarefest weekend? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there was like 80 plus stars there. There were so many people there.
Then we used to have more stuff because we used to have Contamination in St. Louis.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dave Dyer, yeah. They're in
those,
Arizona now. Yeah.
Those guys were awesome because I met.
There used to be, I don't know is that the one that used to be always at the airport?
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, that was Dave Dyer's thing.
I remember going to like 10 years ago. That's what you're talking. Yeah, I remember that. And there's one that they used to do in South County somewhere out there off Telegraph.
Oh,
I can't think which one that was, but the Lost Boys were there.
One of the Lost Boys was Jason Patrick. He was there. We saw him from a distance.
Yeah,
he was there too.
The mom from Cujo as well as
Dee Wallace.
Dee Wallace.
Yeah. We actually met her. Yeah. But they don't seem like they have the conventions as much.
Yeah. That Scarefest one I would recommend. It was worth it.
Well, I mean, it's great if you live in Kentucky, but yeah, it's like we'll have
we took vacation. It was our vacation. So.
Well, they'll have like a Comic-Con, but as far as like anything horror related, it's not. The only thing I could think of was Contamination.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, they do. Yeah, what's the thing they do in? It's not horror, but they have some of that stuff there. It's in Collinsville, Illinois, every year. Archon.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But they have a little bit of that, but
it's more cosplay and
right.
all the video game stuff because my boy's into that and whatnot. But no, I always remember Contamination because I was at a real low point and I went to Contamination and they had a 24-hour film room and that saved my life. So swear to God. But no, George P. Wilbur was going to be there, and he played Michael Myers in 4 and 5.
Yeah,
and it was just, and the thing is, like when you meet these guys, you grow up because you're like, you find these movies when you're 8, and then I was, in my mid-30s at the time, and these guys are about dead. Unfortunately, people just, I'm serious, I'm not trying to sound bad, but it's like they're, and then I guess the thing is how it was like, hey man, thanks for saving my childhood and stuff, and to them it was just a job, and they'd ask him, it's like, so what, got any good stories? What's your favorite set? And like, he talked about working on Ghostbusters too. Well, I want to hear about that. But they'd be like, well, what's your favorite stunt? And it's like walking out to the mailbox and getting a check. It's like, guys,
right.
It was just a gig,
Well, right. So it'd be like, this would be like, so Ricky, tell me about your 6th grade softball team that you played. Tell me about every game and tell me about every moment, every batter about it. You wouldn't remember because it was like just a fucking thing when you're like, 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Right. It'd be so hard to remember that. Yeah.
But the thing is, all these stories he's talking about now and I am and you, is like one of these days we're going to be old in the nursing home and the stories are going to have to tell people, man. It's like, of all the stuff we've done,
I'm going to live forever, Karen, because I just
saw
AI. No, for real, because I just saw AI. AI will recreate me, and so there will always
there we go. He'll always
Dustin
be here.
Diggs. Yeah,
Dustin will be here forever.
But so you can take pictures of your family or your mom and dad, and they can stay forever because you can digitally have them on AI and you can talk to them.
There you go.
No, I'm just excited when
Is that not weird or what?
I'm just excited about getting Alzheimer's, and I got to tell those nice nurses I got to get to the suck zone set, and they think I'm making passes at them.
Right.
Speaking of suck zone, I knew I have a part. You have.
I got a part. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday I was going to see if you're available. But just when you and Joe Hammerstone and Diara, I'll show you the script. We can. Yeah.
Can't wait.
We can actually pull it up and you can read for here on the podcast if we want to do it. But it's a funny part. So.
Aaron, talk about putting a guy on the spot. What the hell?
No, he's already talked to me about it. So figure out when he's filming. The role is Ginger. He already told me.
The role is Ginger. Yes.
Yep, he already told me.
And you're too pretty. You got to like do stuff to your face, and because you're too pretty for the part, but we'll work on it. So so it's gonna be funny.
Mess me up.
Yeah, you're gonna be kind of a messy porn star. That's been kind of doing it too longer than should have clocked out a long time ago. That's what kind of your part is. Yeah.
Go talk to that lady outside Quick Trip for 15 minutes. You'll get straight into character.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I want to do a shout out because I think Joe Hammerstone. I was trying to get Joe Hammerstone to take this 4th seat tonight, but he has car problems, so he couldn't make it. But I put that clip up of Keenan and me and Giles on my Facebook page. I got like 500 views on that thing, which is crazy for But I didn't realize because I was in the scene. I didn't realize how like committed Joe Hammerstone was to that part where he was. Mm-hmm. He got down on his knees, and I couldn't believe how close he got and how committed he was.
I've done so many times. He's a character.
So you figure a guy like Joe Hammerstone's been in like 100
over 200 credits.
Over 200 credits. He would walk around with a big ego like, oh,
I know.
I'm too good for that. Here, where's my trailer?
But over 200 credits. We were looking at it the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's went up.
Yeah, he signed my napkin for me. I was real
down
to earth. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want anybody's autograph,
his first film's on that wall at Suburban Times VHS. So he's in that. He's on that.
Oh yeah, he was telling me about that.
He's in that movie,
yeah.
The Rise of Jake Thomas, as well as. Have you never seen The Rise of Jake Thomas?
I was going to say, when we're done, send me a
I have
link.
a DVD for you. You can have it. You can have it.
Make sure you sign it. Yeah, make sure you sign it.
Do I get one too?
Well, back then, my stage name, I'm kind of embarrassed by it, but I guess I'll say it. It was Romeo Ribisi. It wasn't Dustin Diggs.
That's what.
So if I sign it, I don't know if you want Dustin Diggs to sign it, or do you want old Romeo to come out? You know, schizophrenic kind of shake myself. And
because I was looking at that placard. It's like I never heard that name before, so it makes
That's a little bit of that ego I had as a kid, yeah.
Oh,
well, no, because when you know how it is when you're doing everything right for a film. So so it was like writer, producer, director.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm going to act in it too, I'll just make up a fake name or something. And so that was kind of like an ongoing joke. That's how it started.
That's gonna be trivia for like whenever like people are trying to sell it on Pawn Stars. It's like, is this real? And it's like, well, Dustin Diggs says that wasn't his first. A lot of people don't know.
Right.
Who? Dustin who?
Right.
Matt, Matt, that guy Matt.
So what was your first film that you were in or
acted in or
local film? Yeah.
Oh.
And then how did you just do it through Facebook too? She talked about finding on Facebook. Was Facebook
there was. When you say film, I mean that term, because it used to be where it's like we're going to make Z-grade stuff on DVD. It's like I got Sony Vegas. We'll just make So I think like the first real movie would have been It Sounded Nothing, a Chris Greger's movie, and my scene got cut, but I'm still in the credits. So I mean, I must have done that a halfway
Your scene
good
got
job.
cut. Oh,
we were sitting in the theater at Tivoli. And it's like, and I was this extra zombie. It wasn't like I had a speaking line. I'm not as good looking as Brock Roberts, but it's a good looking guy. I'm sorry, I'm secure. I'm secure to say that.
He is.
But they, we're sitting there in the theater, and it's like, okay, first act's going, second act's going, and you can tell like it's getting to the finale, and it's like they're in the YMCA, and I'm not. Ours was out like in a lot, and it's like, I don't think I'm in this, But I think someone told me they're like, you're in. We saw you in the behind the scenes, so I guess that's for something. But that was the first real, because they had cameras in a dolly track, and it was like nice cameras.
Oh, right, okay.
You know what I was saying? It used to be like, okay, hey, I just got this Sony VG 900 from Best Buy. Well, let's go in the backyard and stuff. But it's like, man, they got this guy flew in to do camera work and this, and we got lunch. That was a big deal. We got pizza. I can't believe it. Big time, Mom. Big time.
How about you? What was the first film?
What
was the first film that you?
Somewhere between Arnold and Festus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, talk about the. Oh, okay.
Was that the title?
Yes.
Really?
Somewhere between Arnold and Festus.
I remember hearing about that. I never. Yeah.
I thought it was just a general question.
No, that's the name of the movie.
What the hell kind of answers that?
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about what?
Well, no. So, talk about you have a film in the film fest, M.O A M, and so let's talk about the last time, the first M.O A M. The scene was
Casually Not Dating.
Casually but not dating. Yeah. So that was a great film. That was a hit.
I do have something to tell you about that one. So our editor, when he read he asked him to read the script, and he said, "Yeah, I read the script. It's not my cup of tea." Well, then when he saw the footage, he goes, "Oh my God," he goes, "this thing is effing hilarious." And I'm like, okay, then that's what we were going for. We were going for hilarious. And I wrote it, as I've told people, I love Adam Sandler. So I wrote it like an Adam Sandler type comedy.
You got one of the biggest laughs, and then, what's the one guy that
Todd's laughed too.
The one, no, you got one. That film got one of the biggest laughs of M.O A M, and then the other one was the one guy, I forgot his name, but his was funny too.
Oh, a different film. Okay.
Yeah, different film. But yeah. But anyways, your film had one of the biggest
people.
laughs. Yeah.
I don't want to give it away because you can still see it because it's on YouTube, and but it's just like people were laughing. They were just like, "Hey," I had fun with it. It was a fun film. We had a fun film, and I'll still never forget Todd telling me, what kind of character he wanted to play. So I said, all right, I'm going to write it for you. So I did. And I asked him, what do you think? And he's like, I love it. I said, all right, we got it. So, yeah. And so that was the first one, the first film. So then my newest one is a fantasy. And have you seen it yet?
No, I saw that it was up there.
Okay, and I don't want to give it away, but it's kind of a true story inspired this movie. And when people see it, they will know, because I put stuff at the end, like kind of telling something with it. So when people see it, they'll understand it. But yeah, it was a true story, because when we did our first film, Dave wanted me to do something serious, but I was like, no, I want to do a comedy because I know comedies, people love comedies, and I wanted to laugh. So we did Casual Not Dating. So then I said, well, the next film we do, I will do something serious. So I was trying to think of ideas, and I'm like, I can't think of anything. And I'm just like, trying to tap into what can I do. I think I was overthinking it.
Yeah.
So then something happened to somebody I know. And so I said, and I know what happened with the whole situation. And I'm thinking, maybe I can write a film kind of something like this. And so I did. I wrote a film. And I'm like, I'm going to see what happens with it. And I remember he was running one of the cameras. And so when we filmed it, we filmed in Dave and Susan Dyer's comic shop over there.
Cosmic Comics.
Yep, Cosmic. They're gone now. They're in Arizona now. But when we filmed it, they had no idea of the story. And so everybody read the script. But then seeing me and Todd bring it to life, everybody they were all in tears. And the people were like, oh my God, even Dave and Susan were like, oh my God, they were just like, everybody was getting into the story, seeing just me and Todd, because it's got some very emotional stuff in there. And there was some stuff that wanted to put in there, but we just weren't able to do it. We had problems along the way. I've told people, I said, as a filmmaker, you learn things. And I would like to do something else with it again in the future. There's some stuff I want to add to it, and, I was a little nervous when we had our first premiere, and we had some of the cast and crew. They showed up, and then they had some family came in. They loved it. Mm-hmm. Everybody loved it, and their guests loved it. And I said, okay, then I feel better about it, because I was a little nervous because there was some stuff that didn't turn out that we had to cut. And I was just like, oh, God, But it is what it is. And, so I put in the festival, and I wanted it to be seen in St. Louis. So the first one, I told them I was taking Casually Not Dating around the world, and I did. I was like, every festival I could find cheap and free and everything. Took it around the world. And so, and this one here, I was like, I haven't really done much with it yet. I've, debating what I'm going to do film festival wise, but we've been in some film festivals, but I haven't put in as much as the other one. But I might start trying to take it to more festivals once we get to the one done.
YouTube, but
Casually Not Dating is, but Ordinary World is not. It is not out there to be viewed. I have it set for festivals only right now. And I won't do anything with it until I know I'm done with the festival route. Then it can be out there. But
I was listening to a story. I was just posting a picture of all of us on Facebook. So I'm going to come off rude.
Were you?
But you helped out with the movie, though, right? Mm-hmm. At least you remember that.
He's one of the camera guys, Yeah.
Camera, and then Dave ran sound.
Yep. Dave was sound, and we had 3 who was the other camera, and then we had our crew and, cast, and some of the same people I've worked with before, like Todd and Chris from Casually Not Dating is in here. So, we brought him back, and Steve Potter.
Some people I loved working with. Some I hope I never meet them again. It was
who's you hope never meet again? Let's get this really dirty now. This is the dirt spot. This is the dirt section of Dustin Diggs. No.
Which camera's on?
The dirt with Dustin
I'm sure
Diggs.
we all have the same names in our book of who we don't fuck with in St. Louis.
Oh, we can't.
Yeah.
I'm sure
if I show my notes, your notes,
everybody's got a black
names. It's going to be on all.
Everybody's got a blacklist out there.
Most of I get along with everybody except Mike Huber. Fuck you.
I was waiting for him to say so. He's one of his friends.
I was just looking for an excuse to say it.
I get along with everybody. I just know who to avoid. That's all. That's it.
Well, you got to be. That's the thing. It's like we're there. Unless someone really got over on you and stuff or really wronged you, it's like we're there to make something, and it's like I go to work to keep the bills on, or to keep to pay the bills, to keep the lights on, and to afford the camera equipment. Yeah. So when I'm working on a movie, it's like this is supposed to be fun. If when I get yelled at work, I'm getting paid. Okay, right. But not this. And now you're asking, when you're asking earlier about the movies around here, I got tired. I got away from it. I got tired dealing with tortured artists and stuff because the big movie at the time was The Dark Knight. And everyone wanted to be Christopher Nolan. And it's like, it's a $190 million movie shot in Chicago. We're in, your backyard. It just killed me how it's like everyone would see that and they would always want to like get to that level. And I mean, I'm not, that's fine. Yeah. But you still got to start somewhere. We're not going to, you cannot make The Dark Knight on the camcorder you bought used at Best Buy
No.
in 2005. It ain't gonna fucking happen.
Nope.
So I'm
Better
sorry,
say that.
Karen. I didn't mean to use harsh language.
Well, I
me.
love when people say they're gonna. Now we're going to pet peeves, but when people say, "Oh, we're making a film for Netflix," and it's like, "Well, what kind of camera are you using?" Well, that there's already, you can go on Netflix website. There's only a certain type of cameras that they accept
People
anyway.
don't understand that. Yeah.
No matter how great it is, it could be whatever, Schindler's List or something. They're probably not going to put it on there because it's not the right camera quality. It's not even going to pass the first inspection or whatever.
I don't. Yeah, I think that 28, the latest 28 years later came out. And they're like, oh, they shot that all on an iPhone. And it's like, yeah, but they had $20,000 lenses attached to those iPhones.
Right.
And it's 70 million. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't, it just killed. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. But you can't have, there was stuff that was made. What's his, Jake? How you pronounce this? Jake and John Smoke.
Oh, Jake Ehrlitz?
He made those movies on the first one on his cell phone.
Yeah, made them all on his cell phone, yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you know?
remember that one.
And you meet, and the thing is,
Yeah.
you meet him, and he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but if he was really like pretentious, it's like, well, fuck you and your cell phone in the movie and stuff. But that thing is, like, when they're nice about it and they understand what they're making, but like, yeah, you can still, like I'm saying, like, it's a quality, they're entertaining for what they are, But you can't, when they start bringing ego or, they're punching the sky because it's like, oh, damn, how come it doesn't look like The Dark Knight or, or Avatar? And it's like, well, that's a $1 billion movie.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I forgot, you were talking earlier about horror people. I forgot James Dean does some horror films.
Oh, yeah. Have you
Son
been
of a
in?
bitch.
Forgot about him.
Yep.
No, I want to. It just didn't work out for
okay.
and one I was going to audition for, but
Oh.
it was bad timing.
I'll tell you what, he's
cool, though.
He's another sweetheart.
Yeah, he's
We
very
met
cool.
him
I
at
met
the-
him. Yeah.
At the first casting call we did.
Yeah, he's
Were you at
cool.
that first casting call we did where James Dean had the front office? It was all these offices. You came.
Oh, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I auditioned for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I auditioned for that one, and I was going to audition for his newest one, but it just didn't. It had too much going on this summer.
Somehow I just begged and pleaded to be on Triple Xmas, and he gave me a he gave me a shot, and that was the thing. Like I was still, not to bring the party down, but I was still drinking at the time, and that was one of the last things I did before I got sober and stuff. But that was the thing. It's like he gave me a chance, and I always really respected that.
Good. Yeah,
so,
he's cool. He's very cool.
and
he's done stuff on films I've been on.
They're at this movie's like, they're entertaining though, and I might be a little, like, I worked on Triple Xmas, so of course it's like, I think it's hilarious and stuff, but even Absolution, it was still, for what it was still entertaining, so, but he's a rising, that guy.
Yeah, he is.
Well, yeah. How much he raised all that money? I mean, nobody else has done anything like that. Yeah,
I do want to work with him and Chris Grega. Chris
unheard
Grega
of,
knows
yeah.
I want to work with him too. So
Well, he's working on a new project
yeah,
right
I know.
now.
He knows I want to work with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll work with Chris and James both. Yeah.
Yeah, those are probably the top dogs right there.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
two I've been wanting to work with. Yeah.
Well, Chris has been top dog since like amphetamine back in 2003. When
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I even mentioned, I was even mentioning Chris's movie Red Night Skies when we were talking to Bill Moseley.
Uh-huh.
Bill Moseley, he's signing an autograph, and I walked by and I go, "Red Night Skies, Mr. Moseley," and he looks up and he goes, "Yeah," like he was puzzled, like how I knew. And I said, "I'm a filmmaker from St. Louis. I know Chris Grega." He goes, "Oh, right." And so the next night we went back and talked to him and took pictures with him and everything. And we went back Sunday to talk with him again too.
Oh, wow.
And he gave me the finger. He was handing out candy, and some of the stars was Trick or Treat Sunday. And if they had a flag on their, I think it was a red flag they had on there, which was the red flag of all things. But if they had that flag, then they were handing out candy. So I got a gummy finger from Bill Moseley. I said, "Oh, I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag, the finger from Bill Moseley. So when I die, my son gets it because he loves horror. So this is for you, son." Bill Moseley gave me the finger.
Yeah, like that certificate of authenticity. With the
Yeah.
Yeah.
The finger from Bill Moseley.
Well, do you want to talk about your film that you're working on? Do you want to?
We're
trying to get him motivated to do stuff.
Well,
You're so like you're.
I tried. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
You don't want anybody to have any expectations for you. That's
pretty much.
That's
pretty much. I was scared to death with the crew I had that they're going to realize the fraud.
You seem like you knew your shit. I mean, I was.
He is. He's very talented.
No,
Even Dave Dyer said that.
Well,
it's like
he was drinking when he said that, but they. No, it's just I kept always my thing was because we were always going to make the werewolf movie, and then it's just the last thing we saw in the theater before COVID was the micro short I made in my parents' backyard, and honestly, I wish we would have went to go see The Invisible Man because it was playing in the X Auditorium over. But me and Chris, we ran up there for that film festival, and on the way back, it's like, babe, we're going to treat it like a vacation. Let's stay at a hotel, and we're going to go stay at a casino. And we were asking the people, it's like, well, what's a good casino stay at around here? And she's like, where have you been? It's like the hotels are shut down. And we had a really nice meal, and the guy was like, oh no, we're spraying alcohol and everything, it'll be fine. And it was the last night Walmart was open 24 hours because it was ransacked, and we had to buy we bought like spaghetti for the apocalypse. But no, it was like that was the last halfway decent like legitimate thing I made. And then when I hit 40 this year, it was just I'm just tired of going around. So what I'm working on, I'm gonna call it just a short / proof of concept and stuff, because like my crew did really good, the actors did really good and stuff. It just sucks. Like there's always that's why it goes back to where it's like when you're painting, you're dealing with one person. I'm not I'm pretty much dependent on someone to send me the music. I'm dependent on this person to show up to do that. I'm dependent on this person to send me that sound effect or voiceover. So I think we might have something cooked up for the film festival in December and stuff, just to give people an idea. But no, it's pretty much like you said, it's a bucket list thing.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna talk to you and get your stuff going next year and get it rolling, dude. Get your roll.
Guys, I have one mode. It's low budget horror. So
well,
it's just
I
blood.
do horror, and I knew you had a part in there.
Blood.
And the one I died a good death. Darn, man.
Yeah, I talked to legal, and they're like, her representation we couldn't agree on a number, but no, it's like I got one mood. It's just that like going back to the horror stuff. It's great because I love the indie horror community, and when you do go to those like the convention, the Gross Fest I went to in Pittsburgh and stuff, it was just we're all there for the same reason. People are generally nice, and networking. I like the networking and talking to people on the front.
That's what I was doing, man. Networking too.
On the front lines about stuff, or sharing like war stories. But you see what other people are doing, and my whole thing with this movie thing, it was always supposed to be. When I was laid off, it was for those 3 years. It's like you got to find some way to make passive income. And I would like it to be something on my own terms, if that makes any sense, where it's like you got your day job, and I don't care whether it's movie making, if it's woodworking and stuff. If you're making a few bucks to put in your gas tank, it's like, that's awesome. But especially when it's something that you love doing, and then you're around like-minded people, it's like, oh, Dustin, here, I'll take that DVD. Here's my DVD and stuff, and maybe we can work on something. So, that's kind of where I'm at with anymore. I'm not Neverland anymore. I got old,
Yeah.
Age is just a number.
I feel like I've been doing more in my last 10 years than I did the 10 years before, which it sucks because in my first one was in my 20s and stuff. I guess I was too busy drinking, partying, or whatever.
Yeah.
Too busy doing stuff that was a waste of time, I guess. But like now it seems like I focus more on, doing this side stuff than, I have my day job, but I'm saying?
Yeah.
I make sure I do this. So.
Well, that's why I started realizing like the biggest hurdle holding the movie back, it was me and my insecurities with it, and I just had to start letting that go. And and it does suck, like when you do have certain people in mind for a part, and then they either give you the runaround or they can't. I understand that like if they get their leg cut off or their finger cut off, I get it, but I hate when it's all the bullshit that comes with it, where it's, you know, they won't give you a time of day, and it's like, well, fuck it, I'll just go find some, you know, you find someone else that's even better, and then they come crawling back, you know, and it's like, that ship sailed, because now I can't trust you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Seriously, you know, so.
It's a lot to make a film. People, I never realized it until I started making my own, and I'm like,
it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot.
Yeah, because it's not just, you know, you're not just doing one take. It's like you gotta. It just. I hate it when it's like, okay, it's gonna be X. Like when. Are we allowed to say that you? Well, are we allowed? Well, no, like, you know, because like you help you, Clayton, and Nev Arania. I always got to pronounce and say. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name and stuff. You know.
Who is it?
Nev Arania. That was our actress.
Oh, that was in her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was her name in the thing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Everyone was really patient, and that's why I really hate wasting people's times and, you know, people's time and stuff. But when people don't understand how long it's, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, you got me from like 1 to 12, or you got me from 12 noon to 12:45. I gotta go to work, and it's like, are you fucking kidding? Did you not read the script and stuff? You know, that drives me crazy. Or when it, you know, and that's just the whole time where it was like when we were making that, it's just, are you okay? Are you all right? You're all right and stuff. So I just really appreciate people's time, but it just sucks when they don't take it seriously or they don't plan ahead.
Yeah.
You know,
right. I mean, there's a lot of ethic issues or etiquettes.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have the right etiquettes. Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if the director's not, like, if he was just sitting on his ass not doing anything, then, like, I could see people being, hey, I have to leave soon. Like, but if you see this guy constantly not working, not stopping, taking a break, you know, it's like, you know, that the train's going. You know,
yeah.
You know, why disturb it? Yeah. So, yeah, it's tough to direct scenes. Did you find this too? Is when with all the other kind of chaos to kind of be creative? It's hard because you're thinking all these technical things and you're doing all these math problems. And,
everything I wanted to do, I couldn't. So it's like, how are we going to do this on the fly, but make it look halfway decent, if that makes any sense?
Yeah.
Because it's like when the stuff I filmed in my backyard, well, I had all the control. So I was running the house and get the dolly and stuff. But for some reason, we lost a boom pole, which just blows my mind or whatever. And me and Chrissy looked all over for it. But like in the warehouse, how it's like you're on, you know, they're doing you a favor letting you film there, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to be there until 7 o'clock in the morning. Just one more. No, I don't. You know, I know you walk through the door 10 ways, but I wanted to look. You know, I wasn't feeling it. It's like, just walk through the fucking door and let's go. You know.
Yeah, that's all right.
So that was the thing, because it's just a lot of it's just like, I hate using the term compromise, but it's like there's certain shots in my head where it's like, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Or if I have more time to set that up, the focus is slightly off. But that's the thing. This isn't like, all right, we're gonna be filming here for 2 weeks and stuff. We got $2.5 million budget and stuff. So here's your stipend. You guys want a quick trip, get whatever you want. You know, that's what I'm saying. Everything's a favor. You know, so it's like, let's just. I don't want to waste anyone's time. You know?
I wish we all had budgets like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a $1 million budget, or let's say $5 million, because $1 million isn't shit anymore. Let's be real with the inflation, but. $5 million budget. What type of movie would you make?
I guess I'm gonna go horror, because I'm telling you what, that's a big thing, and the people are just like into this horror stuff. I'm telling you.
That Terrifier thing. That probably got everybody really kind of excited about it, because that thing's the third one. It's now in theaters and it's making tons of money.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget about all that Spirit Halloween money now.
Oh, right.
Because it'll be Art the Clown forever. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I know somebody. He actually worked on the worked on the movie besides Felissa Rose, but he actually was an extra in one of the, I think, part 2 or something.
Oh, really?
So I was like,
okay.
Yeah, he got to meet him. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I was like, he goes, yeah, he's a real cool guy. It's creepy. But
yeah, I mean, that's the next, I guess, Freddy Krueger or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. There was a lot of Art the Clowns at the Scarefest weekend. I'm telling you what, I saw a bunch of them.
What would be a scary? Let's all do a little brainstorming. What would be a scary horror kind of villain, or whatever you want to call it? I always thought like a school janitor would be.
Oh my God, yeah, that would be
a school janitor. What ice cream man? What do you think?
Oh
Ricky?
God, those guys are creepy
what do you
too.
think, Ricky? What would be a creep?
Someone you least suspect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
What about that Amazon delivery guys?
Oh, I know what you. This is
Oh man, I didn't think about that.
I'm gonna give you a free one here. What you do is you make it a mascot, because then people be fucking freaked out about mascots after watching this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And so you'll turn the whole type of feeling towards mascots different, because if people see a guy in a suit or whatever, they'll go hug the guy, right? But this guy could be like jerking off with a fucking boner, and Fredbeard could be having a fucking boner, Karen, while he's giving you a hug. You don't know what's under there. You don't know who's behind there in that mask.
I have a coworker, but she would agree with you. She hates people in costumes because she's like, I don't know who's in there. I don't know what kind of weirdos in that outfit.
Probably getting exposed at a children's hospital of all places.
Yeah, right. It could be these fucking naked in there.
She would agree with you because we were talking about that one day at work, and she goes, I don't like costume characters.
Well, all right, let's all put our hands in the middle. Let's just make this mascot. Let's make this mascot horror film. We're right here. It's all documented. It's all documented. Yeah. We can just
have Joe Hammerstone in it.
We'll just go to the high schools and get B-roll of put a suit on me. I'll just walk through the high school.
Oh, can we have people like that are clearly like 35 to 40, but they're like trying to,
like the Breakfast Club.
Driving like a T-top Camaro or something cool. It's like, but they're on a smartphone. Yeah,
it'd be funny to have some high school kids and they have like a gray in their beard.
Oh God.
My mom grounded me again. Damn it.
Right, like all those, right? Because all those horror movies back in the 80s had people not in high school because they didn't want to pay somebody that's like a teachers to pay them. Yeah. So they used people that were in their 20s and 30s. That's why they did.
Yeah, I didn't have a 5 o'clock shadow till I was 23, and these guys are supposed to be like, I just got my license yesterday, so you got the beer for the party.
Right. And we must say a shout out to Joe Hammerstone. You know you're going to be in it, so you can add to your IMDb's.
Joe, you're going to be the mascot. It looks like. It sounds like, Joe. We got you for the mascot part.
Just a cameo.
Yeah. Well, there'd be a couple mascots.
That's why. Yeah. It's like, no, it was that guy, but then.
And see, so the mascots don't like each other. You see the mascots fight all the time. So like you have a movie that's a scary movie with all different types of mascots, and it's almost like a Freddy versus Jason at the end. They all fucking meet each other at the end in the third act, and then they all start fighting each other.
No, Joe he'll be like the main one, and he'll be all nice. And then he'll get killed in the locker room or something. And then when the killer's acting all fucked up, it's like, God damn, that guy must have had like some, must have had too many Red Bulls or something.
What about two mascots, a male and a female one, that fall in love and become killer mascots?
That's how the movie starts. So it's Joe Hammerstone in high school, right? And he's in the locker room, and they're measuring penises, like an last American Virgin, that scene where they're measuring penises. And so all of a sudden they pick on Joe. They do mean stuff to Joe, and they accidentally kill him in the shower or something. But they think they killed, but really he comes back 20 years later at the high school reunion as the mascot.
There you go.
And he starts killing these people off.
Would the costume have like some how they do it like with the newer Halloweens, like would have some grunge to it, like still looks cool but it's kind of weathered, or would it?
It has to look weathered, yes. It has to be the mascot because it's this high school's so old that they used the same mascot from 1910.
He looks weathered.
Yeah.
They're trying to find 20 years later they're trying to do a new mascot, and when he comes back it's like, let's say if he's like a fucking bear, and it's like, oh no, we're trying to do the cows of Huskville, Indiana. Towards the end, when they got like the big rally, you would have like the new mascot, like the cow, like hanging from something. It's like, well, let's see the billboard. Oh my god!
Oh my god! There he is. There's a homecoming queen. Oh my god!
Scream!
Kill the homecoming queen.
Just like in Scream, the principal, they had him hanging on the football field.
Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll have, yeah.
Oh man, you guys!
It all happened because I just had my high school reunion. It happened at a high school reunion. The mascot comes back to kill the people that made fun of him and beat him when he was a kid.
Doesn't one person have to be like, so 20 years later? You got to have someone where it's like, like some people, like they got on with their lives and are real successful, and you got to have that one guy who's probably like a drunk living behind 7-Eleven. It's like, man, what we did to that, Tim.
Yeah, what we did to old Joe, what we did to old Joe.
You shut up. Joe's gone. Joe's gone.
I thought he could hold his water. No, Joe's gone.
Poor Joe.
Oh man.
So Karen, let's talk about so you're gonna play. You're the girl that was nice to Joe, the teacher. I don't know if you're about the same age as Joe, probably.
He's a little younger than me.
Okay, you guys are okay. So you're the person that took care of him, kind of like in Forrest Gump. Run, Joe, run. And so you took care of him. So when he's killing everybody at the high school reunion, you are the only one that can stop him because he's not going to come after you.
Okay.
So,
you know,
Now
maybe like they're
now.
stepping, you know, like the Blues, like they stomp on his lunch, and she'll have like, you know, my mom made another peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right, here you
yeah,
go.
right. Yeah, they stopped on his lunch. Yeah.
Oh, he gets. I get it. You know what? How
Poor
about it?
Joe.
He gets picked last, and it's like, it's all right, Joe. You can walk the track with me. You know.
Yeah.
You don't want to play kickball.
Poor Joe. It's because Joe nice.
No, but doesn't have no. But shouldn't there be like maybe kind of like Toxic Avenger, where it's like he comes back, but all of a sudden he's like 7'2" and nothing but muscle.
Maybe it's a superhero.
Okay, so what, he falls into something. He falls into something.
They accidentally
falls in the cold water creek that's or goes to the landfill and starts digging.
They accidentally kill him. And then they bury him in the landfill, and then 20 years later, it's like
they find Joe.
The city,
mummified Joe.
yeah, the city's like, no, we're trying to build property here and stuff, and then they would crack like some kind of toxic chemical, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's funny.
Zombie people after come in. Joe's the only one not a zombie. There you go.
So what happens at the end? Okay, so they're having their high school reunion. Okay, music. You know, people start dying. How does he get stopped? How do they stop the mascot? How do they stop the mascot? I mean, they can't kill him off because we got to bring him back for the sequel.
Well, I thought about how to leave.
Every 10 years there's a new high school reunion, so there's going to be a new new mascot
him?
movie. So yeah, it's already going to be set in stone.
Burn him. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, they burn him. They
torch
him, and he goes
Get
up.
a torch. Yeah.
Like, that's an excellent idea, Karen.
Torch killer.
Yeah,
like
he hits him with a torch, and he's all infernal, and they think, oh, he's gone. He's a goner.
Dude, they got to get him back to sacred ground.
Okay, well maybe
no, you know, it's like they burn him, like, you know, they set him in fire.
Pet cemetery shit. I see where you're
but
going.
It's like
Ricky. Okay.
he the whole costume, they have to stay in sacred ground or else he's going to come back.
Yeah, there you
go. But that's you're nice to him. It's like you hold on to like like maybe like the mascot has like a fake captain's like a letter on it, and you hold on to it. And it's like, God damn it, why'd you do that? So then it would go to like a year later. And there's like some new sports function. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And then in the back, you would see just the outline. Bam, cut the credits. Picture
Ricky,
deal.
now you got to write the script.
God damn.
I've never written
man.
more, so.
As long as we make money up at the merchandising at Spirit Halloween, I don't care what it does. You know.
We get a SAG actor in there too.
You could get somebody. You could say anybody's in that mask. I mean, we could say, you know, it's John Travolta in that fucking thing. I mean,
Robert Mukes from the House of Thousand Corpse. He was talking about when we were talking about him. He goes, I'm a cheap son of a bitch. He goes, I don't charge a fortune, but it's like, hey, there you go, bring him in, SAG actor. He's cool. He's a cool guy.
Well, we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah,
that one cameo at the end where the sheriff comes in and be like, what's the meaning of all this? What's the meaning of all this? And it'd be that famous actor, whoever we're talking about right now.
There you go. Yeah.
Get him for like a couple hours, you know.
Yeah,
back on the plane.
Did you see the picture?
Get his ass back on the plane. Get him out of there.
Oh, it'd be great. Whenever
pay for a hotel. Yeah.
Whenever he's talking to someone, when it's the two shot, they'll be like completely different, even a different background, so you know there wasn't.
Use the back of my head.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole different person. Yeah.
It's like we got him for a day and stuff. And he's already sober, so let's hurry up.
Yeah.
So,
be like Tom Sizemore. Yeah.
Okay, we just had something go flying by. It's like
it's a ladybug. It's a ladybug.
No, it was not. It was like a fuzz. It's like, it's like, do we stir up something around here?
That might be a sign to make
spirits. Well, we
did.
It
looked like a fuzz.
My
to
friend
me.
John brought his mom one time in an urn, and we did fucking spill it on the floor. But I vacuumed her up, and so maybe she's still in the vacuum. I don't know.
Oh, he gets set on fire at the school. And then like, the janitor would vacuum him up.
Oh, there you go.
That's what would bring him back.
There you go.
Because instead of being like, we gotta get all this to sacred ground, but then the janitor would he'd vacuum up part of them, and when they throw it away, it's like since he's not all there,
it goes all back together like in the creepy films.
Man, I should have brought my notebook.
As long as there's no creepy doll in there, I'll do it. Yeah. I don't like creepy dolls.
Seriously, you call it the mascot, you get people's like phobias of people in fucking masks, stuff like that.
A lot of people don't like
Right, but you
characters
got just like
that.
arachnophobia. People with
Yeah.
spiders, you hit that little nerve.
That is one because a lot
or
of people
snakes on
do
the
not
plane
like that,
or whatever. It just hits that little nerve. Yeah.
There are a lot of people.
Is this going to be? Is this going to be modern, or is it going to be set a few years in the past, or?
But you really got to go in the past because if it's going to be high school,
yeah. So it's 20 years. It's going to be set in 2000. Y2K. It's going to be talking about Y2K going on. People, the internet just started. Chat rooms. He's going to make fun of in the chat rooms, but then it goes
make it the present.
25 years later.
Can we have people drinking like tall boys out of brown paper bags?
Yeah.
They'll
have what's that?
Colt 40?
No. Mad Dog or
Mad Dog 2020?
Mad Dog 2020, yeah.
It's like they're clearly 26. It's like, man, I just swiped this for my dad.
And then we got the Zimas. I'll be fucking, smoking some Zimas and shit.
I can't drink. I have problems drinking Sprite now from all those high school parties throwing up Smirnoff Ice.
Smirnoff Ice.
We were so. I shout out to Tyler and stuff. we were supposed to get the Bacardi bat tattooed, and I'm glad we didn't. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to throw that one up. Yeah, that would seem like the sourness would burn.
No, I didn't. I didn't start drinking beer until I was poor. So when
I
was broke,
poor.
It's like a 30-pack of Keystone Light for $10. This is amazing.
Oh my God. I used to drink the shittiest fucking like vodka and fucking rum. That shit that's like $7 a bottle or whatever. Yeah. With Vescola. Or whatever, or what's the Walmart?
Sam's Choice.
Sam's Choice.
Oh man.
Yeah, Sam's Choice. Yeah.
What about Aldi?
Aldi's. Yeah.
Aldi has a version of everything.
And what the hell kind of party is this? It only got Mountain Lightning.
Right. Well, folks, watch. We're going to be making this movie Mascots coming out probably 2020. We're going to film it in 2026, or probably 2027.
Ricky's got to write it.
What do I got to write?
I don't write horror. I've never written horror.
Look, I'll write them. I'll fucking write it.
He's gonna write it. He's gonna write it.
You make the killing scenes because you're the horror kind of expert.
Over the top kills, and there's got to be at least 3 nude scenes.
You gotta have a slasher in there.
I can't get the nude scenes because I like where I live. So your girlfriend's cool with you getting those types of scenes. I can't get those scenes over here. If I try to get one of those scenes, I wouldn't have this nice place.
No, there was a gun trained on me outside of the frame, so I had to be nice. So
you were it was very professional.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was very professional. I was on set. I had to get out of do the shot.
No, our actress, that Nev Uranium, she was a trooper. Yeah. She was real professional. You guys were, everybody was professional. You guys had good chemistry. So that's what I'm saying. Like, use it as a proof of concept or whatever, and then you guys can come back for the Mascot movie.
There you go.
Okay.
You're gonna write it. Nina better write it.
I'll write it, and you can direct it and do the horror scenes.
All right, just find something public domain, and we'll just how they're doing like Mickey Mouse and Betty Boop now.
Yeah. No, I'll do it this winter after I get my magazine done. I'll put it together because I wrote that Suck Zone in one night. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It just came out.
Yeah, and sometimes it does. That's how I did a script like that. It's actually the first script I wrote, but we haven't filmed it yet because it's a very intense scene. We got to find a place to film it at too, but that's my first short film.
Seriously, I want to consult you guys, and even put Joe Hammerstone at the table because he's an expert on that shit too. Like
he knows how to do the IMDb too. We know that.
Right.
Don't we got to hurry up and copyright this idea because someone's going to watch this and steal it?
I know.
Or is it timestamped?
Yeah, I know.
It's timestamped now. It's live, so
there you go.
We're good. So.
Dustin's got the rights to it now.
All right. Well, if you want to see Karen's film, you check out M.O.A.M.
Yeah.
Coming. It's going to be at Clayton's Warehouse in St. Charles. The address is on the Arch Night Network page. Change the venue. Nothing against the venue, but we're changing the venue, and we're going to have it there on December 5th to December 7th. I think we're not going to December 5th and December 6th, but definitely Karen's movie is going to be playing December 5th that Friday night. So
is it Friday? Okay.
Yeah. How many minutes is it?
Oh, I think we're around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think with credits.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be the first night. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's around 20 minutes.
So, but definitely, then hopefully we'll see a snippet of Ricky's movie that I'm in. I didn't really want to I'm in it.
I didn't want any nepotism. I was trying to be real nice about it.
I'm in it. So, it was a lot of fun. So, Thank you guys for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
This is fun.
This
is fun.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Check out the Archie Night Network. Check out the archnighttnetwork.com, and we'll see you guys again later. We're out.